Hello, good evening from wherever you are watching me. You're all welcome today. Okay, good evening. Just few minutes, please. Hello. Welcome. Yes, all right. Good evening, everyone. You're all welcome to our weekly webinar of today. My name is Chioma Odikulu. You're all welcome to our webinar of today. You're welcome to our platform, Becoming a Renewed Parent. So today, we're going to have a brief conversation and we're going to be talking about how our environment affects our personal growth as parents. Yes, our environment has a lot to do with our growth as parents. Our environment goes a long way to see if we're growing, if we're improving, our environment is a whole lot. So we need to pay close attention to our environment. Now we must remember that our environment could be both physical and could be external and internal. And when we say external environment could comprise of physical and social. An internal environment comprises of our mindsets and our beliefs. So our mindset and our beliefs makes up our internal environment. I can see Mrs. Margaret. Thank you, ma, for joining. And I can see Mr. Chidi. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Our environment is made up of the internal and the external. So the internal environment is our mindsets and our beliefs, and our external environment is made up of our physical and our social environments. Now we must understand as parents that our environment impacts on us, not just on our children. Our environment affects our development as parents. It affects our resilience as parents, and it affects our emotional health as parents. So we must pay close attention to our environment, because our environment goes a long way in shaping us, in affecting every other areas of our life. Now we're going to look at the different classes of environment and how they impact on us, on our parenting. Now, the physical environment, how it impacts on us. Now, as parents, we must pay close attention to our physical environments, because our physical environment has a long way in affecting our development, in affecting the way we relate to issues, in affecting the way we even address issues. Now, it's our responsibility as parents to create a calm and a nurturing space, to create a calm and a nurturing environment. As a parent, are you creating a calm environment in your home? Is your home nurturing? Is my home nurturing? Because obviously I'm also talking to myself. Our environment, is it calm? Is it nurturing? Is it a place our children will be grateful for tomorrow? Would our children be grateful for and say to us, oh, I'm so grateful you're my parents. I'm grateful I grew up in this environment. Or our homes are kind of like a military zone, like you're not allowed to make mistake. Don't make mistake. You must sit down here. I said it, you will do it. No, it's our duty to create a calm home environment, a calm space wherever we find ourselves. And it's our duty to create a nurturing space. What is a nurturing space? A space that nurtures. A space that nurtures everyone, nurtures our children, and nurture ourselves. So we must pay close attention to our physical environment. Our physical environment should be calm, and it should nurture. It should nurture both we, the parents, and our children as well. Now, our environment should also be organized, because when we have an organized space, it helps us to reduce stress as parents. Most times, a lot of us are stressed because our space, our environment, or our homes are not properly organized. So we need to go back and look at our physical space. How can I organize this space so that nobody will feel stressed? How can I make this space look good so that nobody will feel stressed? Because when our space is disorganized, it creates stress, and it doesn't make us to spend quality time together as a family. When you have an organized space, you find out that okay, you're less stressed, you want to sit down, you want to relax, you want to have conversations. So we need to pay close attention in organizing our space. Another thing we need to do as parents, we need to declutter, as I said earlier, because when we declutter, it creates easy movements. When we declutter our space, we make the space to be easy to move. So in our home environment, is it filled with so many things we're not using? Oh my God, I'm also talking to myself. Is it filled with the things we're not using? Do we have a lot of things piled up that we're not using? We need to learn to declutter, because when we declutter, we have more space. There'll be freedom of movement. People will be able to relax in our space. Now, we also need to understand that we also have to look out our outdoor spaces, not just the indoor spaces. We also have to look at our outdoor spaces, how it affects our environment. Now, we must also understand the value of spending time outdoors, because when we spend time outdoors, it has something that it does to our mental well-being and our physical well-being. So your environment as a home, is it created in such a way that you can spend time outdoors? Can you take a walk in your streets, in your neighborhood? Can you go somewhere? Can you go to a park? Can you go to somewhere? We have to practice this because it's part of our environment. It's also part of improving our physical and our mental well-being. And we must also understand that the benefit of creating a nature-friendly space, whether how our space is built in our home, whether we are keeping the space clean and everything, it has a lot it affects our productivity. Most times as parents, if we want to be productive, we need to pay close attention to our space. We need to pay close attention to our homes, our environment. How is our home environment? Is it properly arranged? Are we keeping our things clean? So it's very important. And when we pay close attention to this physical environment, it helps to reduce stress, as I said earlier. It helps to reduce stress. It just creates easy movements. It makes it easy for us to access the house, to move around the house. It just makes the house to be relaxing. So we need to understand that our home environment, our physical environment needs to be calm, needs to be nurturing, needs to be safe, needs to be conducive for us as parents to be productive even before our children. And when our physical environment is in this right space, it's very easy for our environment, for our children to predict, what happens in our home. Because it's very important for our children to understand the routines of our home. And when our physical environment is kept in this space where it's calm, it's nurturing, it's safe, it encourages predictability, and it reduces stress for our children. Then the next environment we need to look at is the social environment. And our social environment comprises of the people in our space, our relationship, and our community. The social environment is so important as well as the physical environment, because we need people. We can't do life alone. We need people in our space. We need relationship. We need our families. We need our friends. We need our communities to help us, to uplift us. Even when we feel down, even when we feel like I'm not growing, I'm not improving, we need that community. We need a supportive network. The power of a supportive network can never be overemphasized. We need a supportive network. So we must pay close attention to our network. We must pay close attention to the people within our space, our friends, our colleagues, the people, the voices we are listening to, because it has a long way to affect our productivity, because they are part of our environments. Now, we must also understand that it's important for us as parents to connect with positive people that share the same value with us, people that encourage us to grow, people that helps us to improve, people that are on this journey of growth, people that are on this journey of transformation, of renewal, of improving themselves. So it's very important for us to connect with those kind of people because they are also part of our environment. So who are you connecting with? Who are the people you're listening to? What voices are you listening to? Your voices, the voices you listen to, the people you listen to, the people you associate yourself with are part of your environment. And we need to pay close attention because it has a long way in affecting everything around us. Now, another thing we need to consider as parents, we have to choose our friendship, our friends, and the people we listen to wisely because voices are vehicles. The voices you listen to are the voices that will lead you to the destination you're going to. So if you're on this journey of growth, oh, I can see Mrs. Mary. Thank you, Ma, for joining us. If you're on this journey of growth, you need to listen to the voices that speak the same language as you. If you're on this journey of growth, you need to speak to those people. You need to associate yourself with those people that speak the same language as you. So we need to pay close attention to the people we surround ourselves with because they are part of our environment. It's not good enough for us to just mix with any kind of people that don't encourage us to grow, people that don't share the same value with us. Because the truth is that time or our time is our life. And time is the currency of our destiny. So any time lost can never be regained again. So if we spend our time with people that don't support our growth, if we spend our time doing things that don't make us to be better, we will never regain that time again. So since we've come to this realization that people, relationship, and our community is part of our environment, so we need to pay close attention to the people we allow in our space. We need to pay close attention to the voices we listen to. Even if the people in your space probably do not share the same value, if you can help them, it's fine. People within your space or people you listen to are not on the growth journey with you. If you can help them, it's fine. But we need to be aware that the people we listen to, our relationship, our friends, our communities, our support network are parts of our environment, and we must choose them wisely because it has a lot of impact in everything we do. Now, we must also remember as parents to set boundaries. It is very important for us to set boundaries. The truth is that most of us, I'm also guilty. I'm talking to myself. Yes. Most of us have issues with setting boundaries. Most times we find it difficult to say no. You say yes to things that probably you say yes to events you're not supposed to attend. You say yes to things that take your time. You say yes to things that is not adding any value to you. You're in this group. You're traveling here. You're just everywhere. Most times we find it difficult to have this boundary, but it's very important for all us as parents to have boundaries, even with our friends, with our families, with our communities. We must learn to have boundaries. We must learn to say no. We must learn when to say no. It's not every time we must say yes. It's not every time someone is asking you, please, can you do this? It's not every time we must say yes. So we must learn to set boundaries because boundaries is very important for everyone. Now we must learn to build a community that supports our growth. There is this saying, I think when we are growing up, there's this saying that a community, a village raises a child, or a community raises a village raises a child, that one parent doesn't raise a child. Yeah, something like that. But in this 21st century, the community might not necessarily be the physical village we used to know. Our community could be a community of people you meet online, people in your social space. It could be anywhere. So we should intentionally create the right community that will help us on this our growth journey, that will help us to improve, that will help us to grow, that will help us to be a better version of ourselves. Then finally, on this social environment, we must also seek out resources. resources that will improve us, our friends, the people we speak to, resources that can help our communities, our relationship, even your family. What resources are we getting to improve every member of our family? Are we buying books? Are we attending a course? Are we listening to someone? Are we listening to a coach, to a mentor, or someone that has achieved that area we're trying to achieve? It's just, even in our careers, if we want to grow in our careers, definitely we're going to attend courses. We're going to listen to that person that is excelling in our career. So that is the same thing with our growth, with our parenting, with everything around us. We must intentionally seek out resources that will help us as parents. Then we look at our internal environment. Now, our internal environment comprises of our mindset and our self-care. Now, we must understand as parents that mindset influence our growth as parents. The truth is that I think mindset is just a lot, because sometimes our mind can tell us so many things. You can be sitting down and your mind will be telling you a whole lot of things. Your mind might be moving to different areas. So our mind, it's very important we pay close attention to our mind, to what we're thinking, our mindset, because our thought is our life. So mindset is very important. Whether we are going to grow, whether we're going to achieve our goal, we're going to improve, it starts with the mind. Like this book, Think and Grow Rich. He said, think and grow rich. So it's when you think. So you need to first of all see something in your mind before it's even you see it in physical. So it's very important for us to pay close attention to our mindset, because it forms part of our internal environment. Our beliefs as parents can shape our behaviors. Our beliefs, the things we grew up hearing, can shape our behaviors. The things we grew up listening to can shape our behaviors, can shape our thought process. That is why sometimes you're having a conversation with someone, you just find out that most of what you're saying, actually what you grew up to know, are the things that were passed down to you by your parents. So sometimes, or most times, our beliefs, our behaviors, it affects everything we do. So we must pay close attention to our beliefs. The belief, what you're running with your belief, is it serving you? Is it obtainable? Can there be a change? Can I look at something in a different light? Can I look at something in a different perspective? Can I look at something in a better perspective? So we need to constantly be on this journey of on this journey of self-reflection, reflecting on our beliefs, reflecting on how our beliefs affect our growth and how we can improve on our beliefs. Now, as parents, we have to understand that it's very important for us to have a growth mindset. The whole idea is to have a growth mindset and not to have a limited mindset. We must believe we can grow and we can learn. Even when we make mistakes, we get up, we dust ourselves, and we continue. We dust ourselves and continue this journey. We must get to that point that we are comfortable with making mistakes. Most of us don't like making mistakes. So me say sometimes I used to be there. Most of us don't want to hear that we've made mistake. When you make mistake, like, how will you hold me make this kind of mistake? But the truth is that we must embrace mistakes. We must embrace our failures, because they are stepping stones. They are just opportunities for us to learn how not to do something in a certain way. So we must embrace our mistakes, and we must always have a growth mindset, believing we can grow, believing we can improve our skills, we can improve our value. What is that thing you're struggling with? What is that thing I am struggling with? I can learn it. I can grow. I can, through practice and consistency, we can grow. We can learn how to be better parents. We can learn how to be better wives, husbands. We can learn. The thing is that we need to get to this point of self-awareness that we have to learn. Now, we must also prioritize our self-care. We must also prioritize taking care of ourselves, because we need to take care of ourselves, because before we can give to our children. We must also prioritize being present in the moment, being a present parent. Not the parent that you're there physically, but emotionally you're not present. Your child cannot talk to you. When they ask you one question, you say, stop asking me. Why are you asking me? No. We must intentionally be present. It's part of our environment. Present in the moment. You're with your child. Are you present? You're having a conversation with someone. Are you present? Or are you pressing your phone? So we must be present. Present parents. Then we must also understand that we must affirm ourselves. We must also use positive language. So what languages do we use for ourselves? Most people use negative languages for themselves. In fact, sometimes when I hear the type of things people say to themselves, I'm like, oh my God, how are people saying this thing? The truth is that the language we use for ourselves is part of our environment. The words we affirm ourselves with is part of our environment. So are you affirming yourself? If you wait for the world to affirm you, you might wait too longer. So why don't you start? Be your own cheerleader. I have to be my own cheerleader. I have to affirm myself first. I have to speak positive words to myself first. It's a way of, it's also part of my environment because it affects my productivity. So we need to get to that point where we affirm ourselves and we speak positively through ourselves, because affirmation is very important. There is power in affirmation. There is power in positive self-talk. So what kind of conversations are you having with yourself? What are you saying to yourself? That is what we need to pay close attention to. Now, what are the practical strategies we can use to improve our parenting environment? Number one, encourage physical space. As I said earlier, encourage physical space in your home. Declutter, let the home be free, let people relax, let people be able to move around. Declutter, just encourage a physical space. You can create a quiet corner in your home, or a reading corner, or a corner where if every family member can come together, have conversation. It can be anywhere. It can be your dining space. Just create that corner that everybody can sit down and relax and enjoy family time. Another thing we need to do is to cultivate positive relationship. As I said earlier, positive relationships, or the effect of positive relationships can never be overemphasized. We need positive relationships in our lives. Relationships with our family, our husbands, our wives, family, friends. So we need to intentionally cultivate a positive relationship, not just any kind of relationship. We should not wing it. Because the truth is that when we waste our time, time is going, time is ticking, and we can't get it back. Now, we need to work on our minds. As I said earlier, ensure that we have a positive mindset. Ensure we continuously renew our minds. Like the Bible says, we should be in this position of constant renewal of our minds. We should be transformed by the renewal of our minds. Another thing we need to do is to journal. Journal your thoughts. Reflect. What happened today? What feelings did I have today? What emotions did I have today? Journal your thoughts and write them down, because when you journal your thoughts, it creates something. There's this power of writing. So we should always learn to journal our thoughts. We should always learn to journal our thoughts. Then we should reflect on your day. Before you go to bed, get a jotter or get a journal and your pen. Reflect. What happened today? What were the things that happened today? What were the mistakes I made today? What were the thoughts I had? Why did I even have these thoughts? Did I grow? Did I improve? Did I read a book? Did I attend a course? Did I do anything that will help me to be a better version of myself? So we must journal, not reflecting in your head though. We must get book and pen and write and journal our thoughts. So when we do this, by that we can create the right environment for ourselves. So I think we have come to the end of our conversation for today, creating the right environment for ourselves and how our environment affects our personal growth as parents. I discussed most of these in my book, Becoming a Renewed Parent. Please pre-order a copy of my book, Becoming a Renewed Parent. You can buy for your family and friends. You can give them as Christmas gifts and you'll be grateful you did. It's a book I'll recommend to everyone out there. So thank you very much for listening to me. I don't know if you've got any question, please drop your question. If you've got any comment, please drop your comment. If you want to say hello, hi to us, just say hello, hi to us. But thank you very much for listening to me. I really do appreciate your time, and I do not take your time for granted. Thank you very much. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Becoming the Renewed Parent. Join our Facebook group, Becoming the Renewed Parent. Please pre-order my book, Becoming a Renewed Parent. I'll drop the link to pre-order in the comment section. So thank you very much for joining me. Do have a great day until I come your way next time. Bye.